back. How you guys doing? This is Jordan Hembrough. I am your host. We are live at the Hasbro Pulse fan streaming studio, live studio. I am here with Illustrator Tom Whalen. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks, Jordan.
Joining Tom, as always, Jarrett from Hasbro. Thank you for being here, Jarrett.
Thank you
guys
very
doing
much.
today? How's San Diego treating you?
Very well. Happy to be here from the East Coast.
You are from the East Coast?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Lancaster, PA.
Okay, so you did a little trip.
A little bit of a trip.
It's worth it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell everyone San Diego is the Super Bowl of Comic-Cons. It is the one. I mean, am I wrong? Am I right? I don't know.
You are 100% right. It is the largest Comic-Con, and this year looks immense. Like, I haven't seen this many people in the convention center in years.
People are back.
It's a city street inside of a building.
It is absolutely, you know, for everyone at home, if you have not been to San Diego Comic-Con yet, absolutely try and get down before you depart this great world, because it's comics, food, it's toys, it's everything you ever want all under one roof, and it's just an incredible experience.
It's pretty cool.
Speaking of experiences,
Segue.
oh my God.
It was a fantastic segue.
I know. Yeah, Tom, so you were kind enough to work with Hasbro this month and this year to actually design this incredible booth. New booth, new space, new design altogether.
Yep.
Many, many thanks to you, my friend.
Thank you.
For those of you who don't know about the incredible work that you have done, why don't you tell me a little bit about your background? Tell everyone at home the incredible stuff that you've done and why we love you just so much.
Wow, what a lead-in.
Yeah.
So
No pressure,
my name is Tom Whalen. I'm an illustrator primarily and a designer. And my bread and butter for the last maybe 15 years has been movie posters, alternate collectible screen-printed movie posters.
Right.
So I've been working in that field for a long time, and doing those for so long and kind of having them collected by so many different age groups, so many different fans. Those posters have become almost like business cards hanging in people's offices, people who work at Hasbro, who see those every day, and kind of think of me when a project like this comes up. So I feel very fortunate to have like morphed that poster career into corporate work. Like
I kind of want to circle back on that. So basically, what you're saying is, you know, if I collected a really cool poster and I'm sitting in my office, I'll be like, we need an idea.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that.
It's a very insidious way.
Call that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, hey, here I am.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
honestly, that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you saw the poster and you
Yeah,
said, we need Tom.
Yeah, we were looking at Tom's website again. Like, we've worked with Tom quite often over the years. We spent a bunch of years working on Power Rangers Lightning Collection together, and
About 6-7 years.
G.I. Joe Classified.
G.I. Joe
Classified.
Yep.
Okay.
A bunch of different projects, and for this one, we're like, we need something new and cohesive and unique that everybody really will key into, and we were like, yeah, Tom.
This year for San Diego
This year.
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was a reset? Almost like a brand new start for Hasbro and Hasbro Pulse?
Yeah, this is quite different than what we've done in the past. We have the two-story booth.
Yeah.
We're back to selling on premises. It's a complete reset from COVID times.
I mean, where do you begin? Hasbro has been a staple at conventions for so many years, and Hasbro Pulse has been, you know, incredible fan favorite and everything. Where do you start from scratch? How do you even go through that mind process to even start something like this?
Jarrett came up with a great narrative behind this whole project.
Okay.
That all of the circles are pulses from all the different universes of all these brands, and that they were all bringing us to here, to San Diego.
Okay.
So that story is what he used to kind of get me on board and pitch me to get like a cohesive style across all of the brands visually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you look at the booth and the booth layout, because it is divided into different sections of all the brands, that's your vision. It's a pulse of the different Hasbro universe. Together.
Yeah. Yeah, we worked. We have a really wonderful writer, Gary Wild, who wrote a fantastic story that really helped sell through the idea of this being the heartbeat of fandom.
Yeah.
And this is the Pulse world.
You know, it's funny. I was actually on the floor. I took a booth tour yesterday, and I'm completely blown away. Even when I come in every morning to work, I always see something new. Mm-hmm. I was actually on the tour, or I was walking through the booth today, and I heard someone tell someone next to them. They said, "This is like a ride." he felt like he was as he was going through the booth, he's like, this is like a really cool amusement ride, and it's like a really,
That's pretty awesome.
It's a cool, fun feeling, and I think that's kind of neat. I mean, how do you guys feel about that?
That might be the best compliment or the best comment that I've heard.
He was lining up because he was getting something from the store, and it was like a queue. He was in the queue, but he had so much to look for, and he's like, he goes, I feel like I'm on a ride. He's like, this is awesome.
Yeah, so we actually used the Disney Imagineering Pyramid when we were talking about how to put this booth together.
Right.
And the Disney Imagineering Pyramid talks about a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of them are things like close, medium, and far shots, ways to draw people's eye to the booth, ways to plus things up, hiding bits of joy and all sorts of other wonderful things like that. And so that's what we were doing when we were building all of this art out.
Have you guys done that? Have you hidden pieces of joy? Because when you talk about Disney and the Disney sort of the big mythos, everyone talks about going to the parks and looking for the hidden Mickeys and all that type of stuff. Have you done something like that?
I don't know if there's anything specifically hidden, but the little bits that Jarrett added at the end to the booth, like the icing that I didn't even know about, like the lit eyes on all the Transformers characters.
See? To me, that's something special.
Yeah.
If you guys at home have not seen the booth yet or the booth tour, take a look because the booth actually lights up. The characters actually come alive, and they've got LEDs behind their eyes.
Yeah, we have a big Dungeons and Dragons statement that on the corner. It's Tiamat, the big 5-headed dragon, and man, that thing is just amazing. You can see it from all the way across the hall, and like the mouth lights up like it's breathing fire. Every single dragon's eyes are lit, and it's also printed on like a sparkly metallic substrate that looks really, really cool in photos.
You know, when you touched upon something that will draw people's attention and draw your eyes to the booth and everything, let's talk for a second about color. The color palette is like something I've never seen before. Walk me through that, because it is, as Jarrett said, it's very Southern California.
Yeah, I did a signing this morning here, and a lot of the prints that we were giving out, people were commenting, I love these colors. And they're actually Hasbro colors.
Really?
They're a little bit deeper in the color palette for Hasbro, but we took them and kind of elevated them to the top.
Yeah.
And it's resonating.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful color palette for Hasbro itself, but we've never really leveraged it in any of our events like this before.
Yeah.
So being able to pull that out of the archives kind of was something that we really wanted to do.
And for folks at home, I mean, we're here and we talk about this all the time, but for folks at home, tell them what a color palette is. When you say the Hasbro color palette, well, what exactly are you talking about?
So the color palette is literally all the colors that make up all of the giant graphics that we have. Like, we have these palm trees behind us that are in these greens and magentas and purples. Like, those are the colors from Hasbro's corporate color.
Yeah.
They're all throughout our logo. They're all throughout all of the artwork that Tom did. The Pulse portals are all within the same family. It's really awesome.
It was really nice to take those colors and incorporate them into all of these different brands and have a unified statement and a unified style throughout the whole booth.
Right.
It feels really good.
Now, as we talk about the booth and how wonderful this is and the incredible screens and the music and everything that's going on, I did hear a little something around the booth and a little murmur going on. Tell me about the incredible time crunch you guys were under.
Oh, we had plenty of time.
Everyone's like, "Oh my,
so much time.
I can't believe we did it. We did it." Okay, oh my God, it was going crazy. Talk to me about the time crunch.
Jarrett called me and asked my interest in the project, and I was in immediately.
Was he like, I need by next week?
He didn't tell me the deadline. It was always like, we're just gonna have to move pretty quickly on this.
Okay.
But we had a standing call. We literally talked every day at least once.
Yeah.
Just to check in where you at, and he paced it out very well. Kept me very calm as an artist, and I felt like I had enough time to pull this off and do what I wanted to do with it.
Good.
Thanks, homie.
Did you feel the pressure? Is there a lot of pressure?
I felt it. It was the good thing was there was an end date.
Yeah.
When I finally got the end date, I knew, all right, it's going to be done by 2 weeks from now. So whatever it feels like between now and then, I'll survive.
I wish you filmed it, because that would have been like a really cool 80s montage movie type of thing where you're like there at night on a napkin, it's on a computer and everything. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
We did a lot of iterations of a lot of stuff. Like the Pulse portals went through.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
The Pulse portals went through many versions, but once we landed on what they looked like, it immediately pulled everything together.
Yeah.
It really helped facilitate the speedy timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and ironically, the portals and that circle motif and the palm trees and all that took longer than the actual panels to illustrate, just to make sure we had the story down and make sure we had a cohesive look and a story behind it.
Yeah.
That took the most iterations.
And for everyone watching at home, just so you know, we're talking about these incredible illustrations behind us. Everything you see coming up behind us is actually on the booth. These are the illustrations we're talking about. Everything Tom has done. And you know what? People are actually stopping in front of the booth, and this makes an incredible backdrop for photographs. People are taking selfies. They're in cosplay taking a photograph. You've got an incredible G.I. Joe portal, an incredible G.I. Joe Transformer one. People are in cosplay taking photos and selfies in front of the booth.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
It's
That
fantastic.
alone is a testament to how much the fans appreciate and they're really connecting to what you guys have done.
Yeah, and I'm gonna congratulate Jarrett that
Yeah.
he did.
It's
He had
all
that
you, bud.
vision. It is all him.
It's all him.
He had that vision from the beginning. He wanted, I forget what you called them, but breathing spots maybe.
Yeah.
To have places that people would stop and
Yeah.
take pictures. And we had a certain amount of characters. We tried to stay with one life-size character per portal.
Yeah.
So that you can stand next to C-3PO or stand next to Ahsoka
Yeah.
and have that experience in that photo.
It
and it's
is-
working.
It
People are
is
down there.
beautiful. I
Yeah.
mean, actually, perfect timing because Marvel's here. I passed a couple today. They're on a cell phone and they're like, "I'm by the Marvel. Look, find me by Marvel at the Hasbro booth." And like everyone was like, "Okay, we'll meet you at Iron Man." And that's fantastic.
I think I think I can safely say that's the biggest Spider-Man at Comic-Con, right? Can we just go unofficially and say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with
Let's
that.
go with it.
I know.
It's definitely the largest Spider-Man that you've drawn.
Okay, fine. Fine.
I've heard incredible fan reactions. I mean, have you guys? I think you said someone came up to you, likes the color.
Yeah.
Have you guys, as Hasbro, have you gotten any kind of feedback from fans as they were going through the booth?
Yeah, everything that we've heard has been incredibly positive about the updated branding and look. Like everyone's very surprised. It's one of the coolest comments I got was that it's very disruptive from what you've traditionally done, and I thought that was a great way to
Disruptive in a good way.
disruptive in a good way.
Yeah.
Like this is definitely a sea change in the way we're trying to approach events.
Yeah.
And I think it's working.
What I heard this weekend is someone actually was looking at the booth, kind of nodding their head. They're like, "Huh, you know what? Hasbro's bringing the A game. You guys, it's a total reset, and it's a good one." And I love that. So you're here with us. You did the booth. You've got other stuff going on too. You've got a signing as well, don't you?
Yeah, I have another signing here from 12 to 1:30 on Saturday.
On Saturdays.
Yes.
Here,
Yeah.
12 to
Yeah.
1:30 at
Yes.
the Hasbro booth.
Yes.
Okay. What will you be signing?
We have some prints down there. I think we're going to be doing. We did Magic,
Okay.
Transformers, and G.I. Joe today. So I forget what the brands are.
So it's
for
like prints
Saturday.
of the stuff that you actually
Yeah.
have on the booth. So you can
Yeah.
take a little piece of the booth home with you.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
It's Magic, D&D, Transformers, and G.I. Joe are the
Okay.
prints that we have for.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll cycle through them.
Yeah.
And before we go, I have to ask you guys. I mean, I know you're busy. Before we go, Tom, are you a toy collector as well?
Oh, absolutely.
You are?
Unabashed.
All right,
toy
what do you
collector.
collect?
This is weird being on both sides of this aisle here.
Yeah.
Like,
You get to geek out and be a fan,
yeah,
and also work in it too.
I'm a huge Godzilla toy collector.
Okay.
And G.I. Joe. So this is like crazy seeing this stuff as it hits the street.
All right, we do actually have a couple questions from the live stream. So let me get those real quick. You want to read one out, and I'll read one out.
Sure. Sounds
Okay.
good.
This one is from Jeff Evans. Okay, Jeff, here we go. Jeff Evans asks, "Where does Tom get his inspiration from?"
Wow.
That's a good one.
I pull from many different sources. Literally, I know it sounds like very insular, but toys are such an inspiration to me. Comic books,
Right.
graphic design, typography, like just I'm a student of all those genres.
Yeah.
That I love to mix all that together.
All right.
And this is so in my wheelhouse that
It's perfect.
yeah.
Okay. There you go, Jeff. I hope that answers it for you.
And your style lends itself so well to the screen print style because of the way that you build everything. It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got one too?
Here, why don't you read it?
Okay,
Because
here we
it's-
go.
Because it's actually a question that we're both going to have to answer.
Okay. So this one is from @MichaelMammoth, and Michael Mammoth asks, "What are the logistics for setting such as a complex booth? What are the logistics for setting up such a complex booth, and how long did it take to design and plan?" Talk to me about the logistics. It's pretty big.
It is a very large booth.
How many square feet is the booth?
We are 60 feet by 60 feet.
There you go.
And we have this new second floor, which is another, it's like 25 feet wide by 60 feet long.
And let's talk about high. How
Yeah.
high is it? We're up here pretty good.
Yeah, we're about 12 feet in the air.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We have some fantastic people that work behind the scenes incredibly hard, making sure that everything is set up properly. I got to give a shout out to that entire events team.
Right.
They are the people that you don't get to see that do all of the work.
And it's not just, you know what, it's not just setting up the booth and getting it done on time. You've got to do it safely.
Yeah.
I mean, there really is,
Yeah.
you know, a concern for human safety. You don't want anything going wrong.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Jarrett said. This was so much fun to
Yeah.
do and plan and pull together, and I'm getting a lot of like great response. But like this is such a team effort.
Yeah.
Everybody should like get their flowers for this. This is
Fantastic.
a huge team effort.
Yeah.
And how long did it take to design and plan? We've been working on the redesign of the booth for almost a year now.
Okay.
Like that entire setup for this stuff has been almost a year. The artwork was a little tighter.
Okay.
We kind of pivoted earlier this year and changed direction with the design, and that's when Tom came in.
Okay.
And we worked at a blistering pace and did all the art in about 2.5 months.
2.5 months.
Yeah.
That's a time crunch.
That is.
It's
Yeah.
it's a crazy time crunch, and I gotta give you all of the credit. You nailed it.
Thank you.
You completely crushed all of the art, and really, without you, this wouldn't have happened.
Well,
So-
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Aw.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again, Tom. Thanks, Jarrett. I appreciate it. Tom Whalen, Jarrett. Guys, we've got more continued coverage for you from San Diego Comic-Con 2024. Be sure to check out the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel, all the socials at Hasbro Pulse. We've got more coming, full reveals, more interviews, a lot of fun stuff all weekend long. We'll see you again.